See if that's in there. All right, it says I'm live on Facebook. I got to get this other plug-in to get on YouTube, so I ain't got to worry about downloading and doing all this other shit. So it says I'm on the book right now. Let's see if that's the case. Am I live? Yeah, it looks like I'm live right there. Looks like I'm live. All right. And I'll just go to that page. You can hear me, Ray? Can you hear the music bed, Ray? Is the music up louder than it was yesterday? I know you checked in yesterday. Is the music louder than yesterday? I tried to get that switched out. If you can hear that music bed, let me know. Anybody else in here? She says I'm loud and clear. I'm loud and clear whether I got a microphone or not, but I need to know about the music bed because I don't want it to be drowning me out. So if I can get a thumbs up on that bed. And happy belated birthday. The music is really low, but you can hear it. Okay, let me see what I can do here. So I just turned the music up a little bit. I want a good mix of the bed. So you tell me if I'm getting a mix of the bed. You wouldn't have noticed it had I not mentioned it. All right. Much better on what? The fucking sound or the music, Frida? I already told you, you can't just tell me much better on what. You got to tell me what the fuck. I'm trying to go on the sound. So much better on the music. Much better. Y'all niggas kill me. Thank you. I'm just gonna get going. Appreciate it. So yeah, I'm doing this again. And I'm done with my sound checks and shit because I don't want to get frustrated. Because this isn't really a dose that I need to get frustrated on the Black Watch. I just got some questions. I mean, I got some questions. I got questions, and I don't know, maybe there'll be some answers. But I guess the WCSO is getting into the giving spirit, the giving spirit here in the county. They've been talking a lot about debt forgiveness, like student loan forgiveness and different forgiveness. They won't talk about the biggest debt in United States history. They won't talk about that. And then that'll get me taken somewhere else. I'm gonna stay on the county right now because I don't want to talk about reparations right now. But we are talking about reparations. Former inmates of Washtenaw County jails are getting reparations. Well, they're getting debt forgiveness. They ain't really getting shit, but I guess they're not gonna have to give up shit. I guess they're not gonna have to give up no money. What's up, Annie? So where I'm at right now is I'm trying to figure out exactly why we have undertaken a $500,000 hit in Washtenaw County. I think it's going to be transferred over to the taxpayers. I know it was approved by the Washtenaw County commissioners. So maybe when I get one of them to accept an invite to come on the Black Watch, because nobody wants to come on the Black Watch that's a Washtenaw County commissioner right now. I had State Representative Felicia Brayback, who was a former Washtenaw County commissioner. But see, since she's a state representative now, she can't speak on these kind of issues. You know, she's been elevated. And we didn't touch on this type of thing. We touched on things a little bit more global, not just happening in Washtenaw County, but I was seeking her out. To talk about Washtenaw County issues, but I was just that ignorant, even though I voted for her in the damn race. Because I remember, like, how bad could a Felicia be? So I voted for her, you know, for state representative. And she's a state representative. She's not even a Washtenaw County. So maybe I can find me a Washtenaw County commissioner and find out why this was approved. And more so, not so much why it was approved, but why in the fuck did it ever exist in the first place? Because giving up $500,000 is money that they were never going to get anyway. So giving that type of debt, what did he call it? Financial burden of incarceration. And then he called it an absurd cycle. When I say him, I'm referring to the sheriff, okay? I'm going to say his name as little as possible. You already know how the fuck I feel about Sheriff Jerry. I'll say it right now. But, you know, so I'm really not going to mention his name a lot and shit. My stomach kind of turns and shit. And I already had a little episode earlier, you know, with a little bariatric situation. So I'm not going to say his name much because when I hear his name, it fucking turns my stomach, actually. So what I want to do is I really want to talk about this whole debt forgiveness, this financial burden of incarceration, the absurd cycle that's been going on since 2013. 2013 is when it all started, and that's a problem within itself. Because the fact that it started, the fact that it had to end is the fact that when it started. Now, you got to understand, this started in 2013. The sheriff has been in place since Barack Obama first became president. Now, a lot of y'all will remember that because it was the best year of your lives. It was the best year of your lives. I get it. I totally get it. So 5 years in, this started. All this shit started. Or maybe it was going on before, and maybe they just didn't let all those debts accrue, or maybe they was really taxing motherfuckers from 2008 to 2013, and then from 2013 to 2020, they hadn't collected on the shit. But actually, they had collected on the shit. Because I'm going to get into that, and I'm going to let you know why some of y'all people didn't get their fucking money. See, you know when they talk about putting money on people's books? You know, when they talk about putting money on people's books, some people don't get that money. Some people don't get that bread when you go put money on their books. That's one of the reasons why today I'm not putting a motherfucking dollar on a motherfucker's books. Why? Why? Because I'll do everything I can to keep your ass up out of jail. I'll help you out all I can to keep you up out of jail, but I'm not going to finance your motherfucking life inside of jail. I'll do everything to help you stay out of that bitch, but I'm not going to help you in that motherfucker. All right? I'll buy you 10 cases of ramen noodles on the outside, but I'm not going to buy you a pack of ramen noodles when you go inside that motherfucker. You need to understand me. Brother Ryan, what's going on, brother? I seen you on that Jackson album cover. I knew you was the Lost Jackson. I knew there was a Ryan Jackson in the family. They told me about you. What was you playing? The tambourine? They had Randy on the bongos, but what was you playing? The tambourine? You might have been playing the tambourine, Brother Ryan. You might have came in there and got that Michael voice. You know, when Michael stopped fucking with his brothers, they needed to get that Michael voice. They tried to use Marlon and they tried to use Randy, but they really didn't have that voice. You know, they didn't have that voice, and Jackie's voice was too fucking high. Jackie was a big motherfucker that had that high ass voice. Tito had a real low voice, and then Jermaine had a real distinctive voice. You know, he had a real distinctive voice. But I saw you on that album cover. I saw you there, the Lost Jackson. So yeah, you know, this financial burden of incarceration has really got me kind of perplexed as to why it even happened. But since it happened, let's just chat about it a little bit. You know, we ain't gonna be here all night and shit. I mean, but it totaled $509,888. You got to understand, $509,888 over a 7-year period. Under the State Correctional Facility Reimbursement Act, sheriffs can recover any debt incurred while inmates incarcerated in the Washtenaw County Jail. Now, I guess they can do this all over the place, but it happened here in Washtenaw County, in our village. Inmates who are lodged in the jail receive a set of free items that are intended to help meet their basic needs. Now, they give you some free shit when you get there. I don't know if that's a toothbrush, toothpaste. I don't know what the free shit they actually give you, okay? But then additional supplies and services can be bought at the commissary. That's when people put money on your books, because they generally don't let you just take the money that you got in your pockets and put it right on your books. You know, they might hold that up or something. You know, it might be some evidence or something. You in there for a case or something, you know, selling dope, whatever. They might use that as evidence, you know, or one of the motherfucking correction officers just take that shit, you know, and go buy McDonald's with it. You know, it's happened. Got it. Without the liability to pay at the time they incur the debt. Okay. During a recent review of the debt owed since 2013, correction staff identified 31,614 inmates with a total debt of $509,888. Now, I don't play the lottery, but I'd go put some on that 509. I go put some on that 888, 509, and 509 straighter box. And you really don't have to do the box on the 888, but I know some of y'all will. Some of y'all dumb motherfuckers who play the lottery like that will play straight and box 888s. I get it. I know how you do, because that's why you play the lottery like that. Anyways, after relieving the burden of their debts, the jail said behavior among inmates improved and are less reluctant to seek basic services like seeing the doctor or dentist. Huh? Are less reluctant. So people were reluctant to go see the doctor or the dentist because they didn't want to incur a motherfucking debt. You could have a toothache, but because you knew that if you went and saw the doctor or the dentist, they would tax your ass to the point where when your family came and put money on your books, that would be your copay. See, we got a problem here already blooming. All right. I ain't even got through the third paragraph yet. We got a problem already blooming. All right. If a family member of an inmate deposits money into the account, the amount deposited was seized and allocated towards the debt. I told you this shit happened. So if your family came in and put $100 on your books and you had an $80 dentist appointment, you only got 20. They might have taxed you and shit, and you probably didn't get nothing. And so you thinking you got shit coming, they send around the little commissary notes and shit, and you know, you got Snickers and some ramen noodles and shit. I need some notebook paper, I'm gonna write a letter, I need this, and then you send your shit in. Next thing you know, you don't get your shit. Everybody else getting their shit. How come you didn't get your shit? How come I didn't get my shit? And then, you know, then that motherfucker don't really know. So he got to go ask another motherfucker who knows. And then you don't find out nothing. Okay? You don't find out nothing that day. But everybody else got their shit. So, you know, you might be in good standing with the fellas in the cell block. So somebody gives you a piece of paper and a pen. Somebody gives you some snacks. So now you indebted to other motherfuckers that are in the jail because you can't get your shit, not because your family didn't put money on your books, all because you had a toothache. You got to understand, you had a toothache. That's what caused the debt. Your family came and hooked you up, but that money was seized. This discourages families from financially supporting their incarcerated loved ones. See? It's not the reason why I don't put money on a motherfucker's books, but it can be the reason why Big Mama don't come put money on your books. Because she already know. You owe everybody in the jail and the jail. So when you get that money put on your books, and that's where them phone calls come from. Can you send me $20? Can you send me $30? Can you send me $20, $30? Because you already in a motherfucking hole. You're not sending money so you can get some shit from commissary. You sending money because you owe other people. Or you got to go get this. You got to go get that because you're about to hear about all the services that they've been taxing inmates for since 2013. I really want to know what happened between 2009, really is when he got in. He got in 2008, but then he started in 29. I really want to know what happened between that time. Why are we just forgiving the last 7 years? Why are we not forgiving the other years? There's a reason. I don't know. I'm going to dig on that too. And in some cases, it's a barrier to family involvement and reunification. Yeah, because the motherfucker on the inside think his family done turned against him. They've been coming up there. They've been coming up there. They've been coming up there. But you ain't getting no money. So now you mad at everybody. You mad at everybody. And when you get out, you done cuss everybody out on them collect calls that you made. Back in the day, it was $4.25 to connect. Can you imagine charging a motherfucker $4.25 to connect a call in motherfucking Ypsi, Ann Arbor, Milan, Whitmore Lake, Chelsea, Dexter? $4.25. This ain't no long distance shit. This is just the connect. If a motherfucker pick up $4.25, bam. Yeah. This is what they was doing to y'all. Washtenaw County Sheriff, you know his name, said historically the department has not aggressively pursued non-payment of debts through creditors, but the debt can add stress to the day-to-day lives after people are released. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe they weren't doing shit and they said, well, where's all this money that's owed? Where's all this money going? You know, maybe the books wasn't balancing out. Maybe people started talking about, well, man, I shouldn't have no debt. My people put money on my books. Talking about them COs taking money from the inmates. I'm trying to tell you. See, somebody raised a fracas. All right. Somebody raised a fracas. This just didn't come about because the sheriff decided to give up $509,888 of the county's money. Something was awry. Our decision to eliminate this debt reflects understanding of the stress and financial burden of incarceration. Really? You understood that after 7 years, motherfucker? You didn't understand that shit for 7 years, but you understand it right now? Give me a fucking break, sheriff. We know that as people leave our jail in hope of positioning themselves to be successful upon returning home, the burden of debt is an added negative factor that can undermine their attempt at integration and feed the cycle of reincarceration. Really? You just figuring that out now? You just figuring out if a motherfucker leave broke and he owes you money, and then somebody runs a background check on him and his credit's all fucked up because y'all done fucked his credit up because he got bad debts and he can't get a job, he gonna go out and steal. You don't think he gonna return? Oh yeah, he coming back. He coming back and he still got bad debts in jail. So y'all just now figuring this shit out after 7 motherfucking years? Get the fuck out of here. We also know that incarceration can seriously compromise a person's ability to generate income. You don't fucking say. When you're in jail, you can't go to work. When you're in jail, you can't go to a job interview. When you're in jail, you can't fill out an app. So yeah, it really does seriously compromise a person's ability to generate income. Unless you're in there selling bussy. Yeah, if a dude is in there, he's selling bussy. And if a woman is in there, she's selling that cooter mama. Oh yeah, it happens at the WCSO. It goes down in the WCSO. And not always inmates buying bussy and cooter mama. Sometimes it's the COs. Yeah, you heard it here. Leading to even more debt. It's the absurd cycle along with the reincarceration that we are focused on, he said. I'm glad they said he said and not his name. Then it said his name, but I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to say the sheriff said the office had previously taken steps to reduce costs and negotiated reduced fees. Oh, you motherfucking good Samaritans, you WCSO Samaritans. You reduce some fees, I'm going to show you how they reduce the fees. Initial fees for phone calls were $4.25 connection fee, local rates at 25 cents per minute, and non-local calls at 30 cents per minute. Now, I don't have a real problem with the 25 cents per minute and the 30 cents per minute. The phone system got to work, okay? I get that. So it's got to cost somewhere. I get that, all right? What I had a problem with was the $4.25 connection fee. $4.25 to connect. Are you fucking kidding me? And the motherfucking calls be fucking collect. Who's getting that money? When you call, collect call from Washington County Jail. So $4.25 to connect on a call that somebody else has got to pay for? You hoe ass bitches been doing this shit your whole fucking tenure, but you only gonna repay it back for 7 years. And in 2019, the contract eliminated connection fees. I'm gonna give y'all applause now. I'm gonna give y'all applause. So y'all knocked off the motherfucking $4.25 VIG just to get the call connected. Hello, cha-ching. You knocked off that because the call still collect. Okay, the call still collect, but you're not gonna knock off. You gonna knock off that $4.25. Okay. You did good. You did good there, Sheriff, by knocking off that $4.25. And they even knocked down the 25 cents per minute fee to 21 cents per minute, okay? With no variation between non-local and local calls. I get it, okay? There was a nickel in between, okay? They was charging motherfuckers, if you was committing crimes in Washington County, they was charging motherfuckers an extra nickel per minute, some fucking petty ass shit. We're gonna charge you an extra nickel because you ain't from here. Fuck all that $4.25 shit at the beginning of the call. We're gonna charge you an extra nickel for committing crimes in our county and not living here. You live in Canton, you pay the extra nickel. But if you lived in West Willow, you was good. I can hit a fucking baseball from West Willow to Canton. Stupid motherfucker. In the first 2 months of the pandemic, the jail provided two, not one, but two 15-minute calls per week at no cost. So you got 30 minutes of free phone time per week, and we still in the pandemic. Oh, it's that first 2 months. Oh, so they back to normal now. They back to getting taxed again. That was just the first 2 months. So March and April of 2020, they gave up 30 minutes per week for each inmate to do that shit for free, to talk on the phone for free. They didn't charge them. Now, that means hopefully that these people's families didn't get charged. I don't know how it worked. I don't know who really paid for that shit. But if I find out that somebody got motherfucking charged collect calls from Washington County in March and in April of 2020, and they put this shit out, please tell me you knew somebody in jail and you can prove that a motherfucker paid for phone calls between March and April. I need to know. I need to know. But what you really want to know, this is the only reason why you're here, right? This is the only reason why you're here. You really want to know what these costs were, okay? So here's the cost. Here's the breakdown of the cost, all right? If you got a haircut, haircut's $15. I don't know what kind of barbers they got in the jail, okay? I know my barber, he's worth the $15. I think our haircuts are a little bit more than $15. Well, I give him more than $15 because he deals with a 5-year-old, and he deals with a 5-year-old who asks him, how much longer, Mr. Griff? How much longer, Mr. Griff? So I feel bad. So sometimes I think I just give him extra just to have to deal with that. Now he's better because he's growing out his hair, so it's not as bad. And I told him, if you ask Mr. Griff how long, I'm not giving you your prize. I bribe kids. So just to keep him off Mr. Griff's ticket, I basically just tell him, that's my way of telling him, shut the fuck up and get your haircut, okay? I got something for you after the haircut. But if you say something during the haircut about how much longer, you don't get it. And he's a smart kid. He gets his treat. So haircut's $15. You times that by 17,198 inmates over the last 7 years. That is $291,318. Now, like I said, I don't know what kind of barbers they got. Okay, I don't know what kind of barbers they got. I don't know if they're worth $15 or if these are discounted haircuts. Do they bring in guest barbers? I don't know. But haircuts are $15 in the county, okay? So if you need a haircut, $15. Maybe that's why I see so many motherfuckers come to court and they shit be fucked up because they're not paying for that $15 haircut because they know what kind of haircut you got to pay for $15 and it ain't worth it. They'd rather just come in there with them motherfucking buckshots on their head, all right? Or motherfuckers cut their shit all the way off because ain't nobody really giving up a bald fade in that motherfucker, all right? Ain't nobody really giving up a ball fade in that bitch. They fuck your shit up, have you looking like you in boot camp in the motherfucking Marines. High-low. I need a ball fade. Can you blend it in, taper in the back? High-low. Oh, man, I just want that low taper in the back and shit, make it a little long. High-low. That's all you getting. That's all you getting, motherfucker. So that totaled $291,318. Boy, I bet you some of the local barbers could have really used that revenue. Some of these local barbers around here could use that revenue. Okay, so who cuts hair in the county? Is it actual inmates that cut hair? Because you know, in the prisons, they always make it seem like it's a barber in the prison. He's an inmate, and that's his job. So is it inmates that are cutting hair? Do they get paid the $15? How much of the money goes to the barber, and how much goes to the county? Well, obviously, nothing's been going to the county because 17,198 motherfuckers ain't paid shit, and we only talking about 31,000 whole inmates. So 14,000 inmates didn't get a haircut over the last 7 years, but 17,000 did. Or maybe it's not really 17,000 inmates. Maybe somebody liked a haircut every week. You know, I'm like every 10 to 14 days, depending on when we catch up with Grip and when I catch up with my grandson. So maybe some inmates was getting a haircut every week, every 2 weeks. Did they give him that type of privilege? I don't know. You get one haircut a month? I don't know. Either way, it totaled up almost goddamn $300,000 worth of haircuts. But they about to give all that away, so don't worry about it. But in the meantime, they've been taxing families. They've been putting the shit on people's credits. They've been keeping people from getting jobs by this shit being on their fucking record. But now they don't forgive it. And if the shit done went to somebody's credit and you done charge it off, you need to fuck with Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion and help them get their credit straight for a goddamn haircut in jail. Here's where the cost went down a little bit. It didn't cost the county a whole lot of money here. You know, I'm not sure exactly why, but about 7 years ago, you know, people were still writing and typing and needing copies and things like that. But over the last 7 years, only 26 inmates needed copies. I don't know exactly what you need a copy for, but it seems like maybe your court papers and you want to see them, maybe your attorney sees them. I don't know exactly how that works out, but 10 cents per copy. Only 26 inmates took advantage of this service, so there's only $67. Now, the fact that somebody's paying 10 cents a copy, you don't pay that shit at Kinko's, you don't pay that shit at FedEx. It don't cost you 10 cents a copy if you random motherfuckers at home. But they charging y'all 10 cents a copy in jail to get what? I'm not sure exactly what you're getting copies of. Okay. And if it was from your lawyer, why didn't your lawyer bring that shit and be like, hey, it's his lawyer forms, his attorney forms, take that shit to yourself. So you can read that shit over in between your court appearances. What were you getting copied? Not a lot, because it was only 26 inmates at 10 cents per copy that totaled $67. So a lot of that didn't go on. All right. But then we started creeping back up into some costs. The dentist, a normal dentist visit, $10. Emergency care is provided separately. So you could have a toothache and that costs you $10. But if they needed to pull that motherfucker, we don't know what those costs are, but those costs would probably be thrown on your record. So when your family starts dumping money on your books and they thinking you're going to get $100, $200, $300, whatever, how long you're going to be in there, however much money they can afford, all that shit went to your emergency care. And at that rate, 311 inmates totaled $4,633, $4,633. 311 inmates. Only 311 inmates needed the motherfucking dentist in the last 7 years. That's a lot of motherfucking jacked up dental work. Now, my shit ain't pretty, goddammit, but if I needed to go to fucking dentist, hey, at least I can get some time out of my motherfucking cell over the last 7 years. I would have went to the dentist several times. I'd be like, you know, give me some veneers, give me some braces, give me something on these motherfuckers. Right now, we talking about 311 inmates out of 31,000 inmates. God damn, that's like 1%. 1% of the people had some dental care over the last 7 years in Washtenaw County. You ain't got a lot of motherfuckers smiling in their mugshots, I'll tell you that. Doctor's visits, $10. Normal emergency care separate. Okay, I just had a colonoscopy. They rolled the motherfucker right up in there, shackles and chains and shit. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I'm just laying there, you know, got my gown on. I'm ready to get rolled out. Motherfucker rolled by me, had all the chains, had the deputies walk right by me. So he was in there for some special shit. See, I was in the colonoscopy department. You know, when you go in there and they get to playing with your booty hole, that ain't the ER. That ain't urgent care. I was in there for some special shit. I had a referral, okay? So when that motherfucker came in there, he was on that emergency care shit. I wonder how much money that was. Might not have been that much, because out of 7 years, only 998 inmates totaled $17,398. Not a lot of money. Once again, not a lot of people. Now we're talking about maybe about 3%. Only about 3%, okay, of the inmates that have come through the Washtenaw County Jail over the last 7 years have been to the doctor. Kind of strange. Only 3%. 998 inmates. You know what I'm saying? 3%. That's crazy to me. Now, this is some weird shit right here, okay? This is some weird shit. Medical slips. What are medical slips? I don't understand what a medical slip is. And if you're telling me what you think a medical slip is, a medical slip is when a motherfucker has to fill that out and you tell them what your problem is, they charge them 50 cents for that. Charge them 50 cents for that. Now, with that being, that's 50, also medical slips, 50 cents per dose. Oh, that's not a medical slip. That's a prescription. 50 cents per dose. Man, what if I charge 50 cents per dose? The Black Watch, that's what I do. I do doses. I dose shit. All right? What if I charge y'all 50 cents per dose? I could be making a grip up in this motherfucker. 4,583 inmates over 7 years total $64,867 to get some prescriptions. What kind of prescriptions were they getting? Were they really giving them the good shit? They weren't giving them that good shit. They might have been giving them some Tylenol 800s at best. At best. They probably was giving them the strongest shit that they could give them without motherfuckers going back to the cell block, selling that shit, crushing it up, and snorting it and shit. So they was giving them some shit that might have took away some pain, but they wasn't giving them no shit that could really bring them some joy. That's what it was. 50 cents per dose. And it was probably off-brand. If it's only 50 cents per dose, it's probably off-brand. And you know you wasn't getting a whole bottle for 50 cents. What you was getting was them little 2 tablets or something like that. But it was probably an off-brand Tylenol 800. So you really don't know what that was in that bullshit. So, yeah, 50 cents per dose, 4,583 inmates over 7 years, totaled $64,867. Now, until you got to that, the big fee was the barber. So motherfuckers like to get their hair cut and they like to get prescriptions, okay? They like to keep that high and tight, and they also like to keep their pills. So we know this about Washtenaw County inmates. Well, we know this about the records. We don't know what they really had and what they really got. We just know what's documented right here. So we're going to go with what the information is. I'm all about the data, okay? You got to understand, my shows are data-driven, fact-driven, and I'm reading this shit right off of motherfucking Detroit News right now. I got an M-Live version, and I got a Detroit News version. The Detroit News version was a better font, so, you know, I'm old and shit, so I'm looking for the better font. Then you had nurses' visits. This was kind of disappointing to me, okay? This was kind of disappointing to me because I expected to see a lot more inmates. You figure, motherfucker in county, you're not seeing women a lot. I at least thought I'd see a really high number just for fellas just trying to get out their cell so they could go see the nurse, unless they got wind that the nurse really wasn't a nurse that they want to look at. So over 7 years, a nurse's visit would cost you $3, okay? Nurse's visit costs you more than a prescription, $3. You only had 1,622 inmates over a 7-year period, totaling $10,718. That's kind of disappointing. That's disappointing. Now, for the ladies, you know, I wouldn't expect them to just want to be running to the nurse unless something was probably really wrong with them. Unless it was a lady who liked the lady. You know, it's 2021. We got that up in this bitch. So, you know, we had nurses' visits at $3 a clip. 1,622 inmates totaled $10,718. And, you know, It's just a tad bit disappointing. I expect to see that number up somewhere about 10, 15,000 inmates. Something's always going to be wrong with me if I'm going to be in that bitch long term, and I need to see the nurse. I don't need to see the doctor. I need to see the nurse. The nurse knows my symptoms. So I need to see the nurse. They're like, you want to see the doctor? I'm like, no, I just need to see the nurse. I need to get my blood pressure checked and all that shit. I might be able to get some blood. So you always go to that. Doctors don't draw no blood. Nurses draw the blood. Nurses going to draw the blood. So you always got to know what to say to them and shit, right? Okay, so then we start getting into some more costly shit, okay? So that wasn't that much money. So the highest still is the barber. That's a lot of money, $291,000. And then we had the prescription slips, okay? That's $64,800, all right? Now we got intake kits. Now, I thought they get free shit when they come in. So I don't really know what an intake kit is, but let's find out, shall we? Items individually receive the above and beyond standard issued items at $3.30. Excuse me. Hygiene kits. So I take it that's a soap, a bar of soap, and a toothbrush, and some toothpaste, and stationery kits. I take it that's a legal pad and ink pen. It could be pencils, but I would hope it's ink pen. And with that, you had 3,231 inmates totaling $25,595 over a 7-year period. Over a 7-year period, they only amassed 3,231 inmates totaling $25,594. There's a problem there. Because what it means to me is we had 10% of the people that they said were a part of this program over the last 7 years need money for intake kits. I'm sorry, but you done picked up all types of vagrants. You done picked up homeless people. You done picked up drunk people. You done picked up high people. You done picked up all kind of people over the last 7 years. You trying to tell me they all had bread so they could pay for their own hygiene kit? You only had 32, 31? Come on, man. That don't sound right. You had 31 inmates come through that bitch, but you only had 3,200 of them needing to pay for the standard, the above standard 330 or the 230. Or were they so fucked up they just took that basic shit? Because see, I don't know what the hygiene kit and the stationary kit is over the basic shit. You probably don't get a stationary kit. So that 230, that's automatically a tax. And then that 330, what do you get? A better bristle toothbrush? What do you get? A fragrant bar of soap when you get the hygiene kit? Or you just get that bar of pumice soap and shit for free? And that toothbrush is like steel wool. And they give you a fucking box of baking soda. I don't know what they give you for toothpaste, but I'm just saying, for $3.30, what were you giving a motherfucker over the shit that they normally get? Were you giving them some name brand shit, like at least AIM? Were you giving them AIM and shit? I know they weren't getting Colgate and motherfucking, what's the other motherfucking Close-Up and shit. I know they weren't getting none of that. You was getting some fucking baking soda. That's what you was getting. So that's $25,594. Now, we said this shit at the beginning was $509,888. Make sure you play that 509 straight in box, and make sure you play that 888 straight in box. Because this is where it gets good. This is where it gets good. And if it's going to get good, this is what we got to do. I ain't even fuck with the chat. What we got going on in the chat? Y'all ain't here? What's going on, Debbie? You playing the maracas? What? You kind of look like you would play the maracas. You got that good hair, boy. You got that good hair. You look like you might have been able to be in the Silvers. You was in the Jacksons, but you might have been able to be in the Silvers, Brother Ryan. You got that good hair. Ain't nothing but an ultra perm. What up, D-Rise? D-Rise, did you find out about Brother Sam? Is Brother Sam off the air on tomorrow? Is it tomorrow his last day? I got to check in tomorrow. Tomorrow is Brother Sam's last day. I got to find out. Because you said somebody else going to be on the radio on Wednesday. I don't know what that's about. Did Pastor Mo put the Pastor Pimp hand down and get Brother Sam off the air? We might have to go get Pastor Mo. Pastor Mo said, "I'll take Sam's seat. I'll take Sam's seat." Yeah, he takes it. I won't say Kwame's name. I'll take Sam's seat. That motherfucking that was some bullshit, dog. He got it. It's like slavery. It's like slavery. I'm like, how is he out here on fucking television talking about this is like slavery? You got a fucking radio show on a radio station that you pay for. Nigga, you're not getting paid. You're right, it is like slavery. You're doing it for free, bro. I mean, he's not doing it for free because he's a pastor. And we know if he's a pastor, he getting money. He getting money. He getting money on whatever level he getting it on. He a pastor, he got an offering, he getting money. So somebody was paying for that airtime. Yes, they are. And Pastor Mo be Drake. Pastor Mo ain't broke. Pastor Mo be Drake. He's true Detroit. That motherfucker's hat will match his hat will match his shirt and his coat and his pants, and his shoes will be the same color. Might even have the same fabric as his coat. His shit is just he's just draped. He be draped all the time and shit. That just lets you know he's on that pimp preacher shit. You know what I'm saying? So we already down to intake kits. All right. So we're going to round up just so we don't belabor the time. So we got 291. We can round down to that because that's 291.3. And then we had 64.8. So let's round up to 65. So you got 291, 65. So you got 355, 356. Okay. You got 356. And then you got another 25.5. So then you got 356. So you got 381, 381.5. All right. If shit is 508. No, 50, what is it? 508. Wait a minute. I got to go back to the top. Let me go back to the top. I got to get the exact amount. I told y'all to play it in the lottery. I forgot already. 509-888. 509 straight in box, 888 straight in box. Got it. Okay. So you've got 356.5. 356.5. 509. 509-888, right? And then you got 356. Okay, so let's take the 509-888. That's 510,000. Okay, take the 356 away. All right, so you got about another 150 and some change left. There's another 150 and some change left. All right, you never guess where that other 150 and some change goes. If y'all ain't looked at it already, if you're cheating and shit, if you cheating, oh, you disloyal motherfucker. He told you he was going to be off the air, so you stopped listening for him today? See, it's Negroes like you, Riles, the reason why we can't have no radio shows. They said he was going to be off the air Wednesday. You stopped listening today. He need them last 2 days. Brother Sam needs us out here. I didn't listen because I was in some shit right there, man. So I'm just as bad as you. So I'll take part of the blame too. He lost 2 listeners today. I don't know if he's off the air or not. Maybe he's going on vacation and that's why somebody going to be on the air on Wednesday. I ain't heard him say that he's leaving, but we'll find out. We'll find out. You know I'm going to find out, goddammit. He the only real voice we got on the motherfucking air. And it's on an AM frequency, so I got to be on the computer and shit anyway to hear the motherfucker. I see you, Free. Hey, he do make about that much right there. Well, at least from the county. We're not talking about the Cardinal group. We just talking about the county. He make about $150 and some change. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He makes some money. And whatever the little side hustle money that they make up there at the county, whatever they do, you know, confiscations, all that shit, you know, forfeitures and shit like that. So the last 150 and some change, you know that saying? Crime cost? Yeah. Crime does cost. If you committed a crime in the last 7 years in Washtenaw County, they charged your ass $12. $12. It cost you $12 to commit a crime in Washtenaw County. Well, that's if you got caught. It don't cost you nothing if you don't get caught. But if you got caught, they got their 12 out your ass. They sure did. every motherfucking inmate got charged $12. I'm gonna do this shit. Hold on a minute. Boy, oh boy. You can get to the calculator. So how many inmates was it? God damn it. 31,000, I thought. Yeah, 31,614. 31,614 times 12. Shit. That number don't jive. That's $379,368. If that's $379,368, after you break down all the money that they've forgiven, we already had 356 and some change. This 379, we round low because it's below 379.5. So we 379 and 356. Shit. You at 750. You at $750,000. How come you only forgiven $509,888? If you had 31,000 inmates in that motherfucker and they all got charged $12, how come it ain't equaling up to what's left? See? There's some shit in the game, okay? There's some shit in the game. They forgiven 509,888. 509,888. Now we added all the shit up. We added it up. And then if you had 31,000 inmates over a 7-year period and the state booking fees, it's a state booking fee. So you don't want to be blamed for it and shit. This is the mandated state fee. See how they threw that in there? Just don't say booking fee. It says state booking fee. So I guess everybody gets charged that $12. Okay? Crime costs, motherfucker. You go around here committing a crime, you're going to come up with that 12. Where the money at? So did they tax people? Did they tax people over the 7-year period that had money in their account and take that off? And this is just the remainder? I need this cleared up because the money ain't jiving. And when the money don't jive and you got a political situation because your sheriff is political. Yeah, I don't think sheriff should be political. I don't think sheriff should be Democrat or Republican. But since we know this sheriff is a Democratic sheriff, because he's a part of the Democratic Party, because he has staff that works for the Democratic Party and they campaign for him with the Democratic Party, he's political. And since he's political, I need to know, where does 379,368 come from when there should only be about 156 left of your 509? I need to know. I don't need to know. The Black Watch needs to know. Washtenaw County needs to know. We need to know. Is anybody asking that shit? When I get a Washtenaw County commissioner on here, I'm gonna break them numbers down for me. Like, y'all approve this. Y'all approve this. Y'all county commissioners approve these numbers. How come they ain't jiving? One thing I can do is count and spell. Okay? I can't do a lot else, but I can count and spell with the best of them. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. What I really don't like is the fact that they have directly affected people to be able to earn once they got out of jail. What I really don't like is a person that is incarcerated, they've snatched their money that their family has brought up there to take care of them while they are incarcerated because they have incurred debts. See, you a criminal no matter whether you're a criminal or not. You could be in there waiting on a motherfucking trial. You ain't even been deemed guilty, but they snatching your money as it accrues. What kind of bullshit is that? See, you always got to understand, if you in this bitch, you in this bitch with me. This is why it's the Black Watch. I don't give a fuck about what that sheriff did. I give a fuck about what WCSO did to these people and their families. That's what I care about. because I already know he does a lot of wrong shit. That's why I won't give his motherfucking ass my motherfucking time. I don't give his ass my motherfucking time. Yeah, why you hate Jerry so much? I don't hate that motherfucker. I hate what he stands for. I hate the shit that he's done and what he does. I don't hate him. I gotta really, really have something against you to hate you. And the only thing that I have against him is he got some fucked up ways. And maybe he dislikes me because I got some fucked up ways. But my ways don't directly affect a motherfucker negatively. His do. So I'm wondering, if we got 356 tallied and it was only 509 being forgiven, where does other 379,000 come from? You say you had 31,000 inmates. I tallied this shit up. It's 379,000. How come them numbers ain't jiving? Because y'all just throwing shit up. You know why? Because that's what the fucking Democrats do. They just throw shit up on the wall, and if it don't stick, y'all run up to the wall. Y'all run up to the motherfucking wall. Make it stick. People looking at this like it's something great. Debt forgiveness. Help these people get reassociated with the community. Reentry programs. You're full of fucking shit. For 7 years, what's happened is you've unlawfully, egregiously taxed people and their families, and now you're trying to make it up in a politically sensitive time. But I don't give a fuck about your politically sensitive timing. What I care about is who you have abused, misused, and confused with this bullshit. $4.25 for a connection fee. You know who's involved with that bullshit? You know who involved with that bullshit? Is the Detroit Pistons owner. He owns the company that charges for the fucking phone fees. It's a strange dichotomy there. He's heavily involved in the penal system, but he watches a lot of young black men run around that he pays millions of dollars to throw a basketball through a hoop. But I don't never see him in the community and shit, taking some of that phone money with a couple of his basketball players and putting them all together and doing something in the black community. I don't never see Goris doing no shit like that. Take some of them tall motherfuckers and take some of that money you made off the motherfucking phone system and get some shit going in these marginalized territories. Hell, he got enough motherfucking money to switch over the Flint water situation. Name it the Goris water system. He's got that much money where he can fix Flint's water. Or he could send his motherfucking players up there. If you ain't gonna fix the water, send them up there with semi-trucks full of fucking water. Why we got Rasheed Wallace going up there still? Why we got Stack 5 going up there? Steven Jackson. New Era Detroit. Why we got all these people going up there? You got current motherfuckers that you pay millions of dollars. Where Blake Griffin's light-skinned ass? Get Blake Griffin's light-skinned ass up there to Flint. Motherfucker got enough money that he could fix the Flint water crisis. He's got that much money. But instead, he invests in a company. Not invest, he owns the company. I'm sorry. I misspoke. I put dirt on his motherfucking name. He's not an investor. He owns the motherfucking company. He owns the company. Yes, he does. That these phone fees run through. Oh, yeah. I wonder if Jerry gets free basketball tickets and shit with the phone situation. I wonder if he gets that, you know. He give him to Derek Jackson and, you know, all their people, Greg Dill, you know, all the motherfuckers. The motherfucker that writes all this shit up was his Saxic, whatever his name is. I don't know. What about Kathy Wyatt? She probably in here. She might not be in here, but she be watching my shit. They already told me she done watched some videos before. When the motherfuckers say WCSO, I think she's already locked in. Go ahead and tell your boss I'm talking about him. I know Jerry. I used to coach football with that motherfucker. I know Jerry. I know who Jerry is, and coached his son. I need to know where the money is. If you saying it's 509,888, it's getting taken away, but we about 750 deep. Where that other money go? Where you wash that away? You just got rid of some of the money. You got rid of 2/3 of the money. So where that 1/3 at? Where that 1/3? How come that 1/3 ain't on here? You didn't want to get it close to $1 million because it looks bad because it gets close to $1 million. This is the number you wanted to throw out there, the 509,888. Play that shit in the lottery. Play the 888 box. Make sure you play that 888 box. Don't worry about playing it straight. Just play it box. Yeah. Some crazy shit, man. I want to know. So now I got to go get me a county commissioner to talk about this. And I might just send them a clip of this video so they can understand. This is kind of the question I'm going to ask. I want to know how y'all came at these numbers of 509,888 when you got at least like 750,000 plus that was owed. How'd y'all down? Who paid? Who didn't pay? And more so, how many families were really directly affected by not being able to get monies to their family members who might have needed a medical slip? But see, the other money, they had a bad debt with ramen noodles and Kool-Aid and fucking Snickers and shit. But when they needed a prescription, you seized all that fucking candy money and he couldn't get his prescription. See, I'm thinking about shit like that. That's the kind of shit I think about. He ate all kind of junk food and shit because he a dope fiend. He a dope fiend, so he ate all kind of motherfucking chocolate and everything like that. And his ass went to the doctor and he needed some motherfucking money for some medical slips. But all that money got wasted for the candy bars because he was jonesing and shit. See, I see things differently because I'm a black man and I watch shit. That's why it's the Black Watch. I'm not going to say nothing else about this till I figure out something to talk about with the Washtenaw County commissioner that I'm going to go after. Because I'm going to go after a Washtenaw County commissioner to talk on the Black Watch. You know, I've been talking to a lot of politicians lately. You know, newly elected Washtenaw County prosecutor, Ellie Savitt. Newly elected state representative, Felicia Brayback. Longtime politician from Washtenaw County area, now Senator Jeff Irwin. Newly elected 14B District Court Judge, Queen of Rain, Washington. Now I got to talk to a county commissioner because they was the people that approved this. And there was a plan behind it. I know there was a plan. I know they just said just throw them numbers up in the fucking air. They came up with these numbers somehow. I want to know. And then I also want to know where the other motherfucking money went. I may just garner a response where I can't answer that. Okay. I hope I don't get a response of, I don't know that, because that's not a good response on the Black Watch. I don't know. Is there just a couple of people in this bitch right now? Appreciate you keeping the room going free. As always. You know Kathy lurking. You know she lurking. I didn't know she was black. They say she black. Or Afro-European. What the hell say? Tony Nova, my man. How you like the fist, Tony? How you like that fist? My daughter did that. So, you know. But a few of y'all got in here. Had a little conversation earlier. Appreciate anybody checking this out. You know, we trying to get this thing to grow a little bit. So, you know, I appreciate you going to the YouTube channel. I know you're looking at this on Facebook Live. I'm going to upload this one to YouTube and lock this one down on Facebook. If Facebook don't block me first. I don't think they got a reason to block me today. They ain't got a reason to block. I ain't said nothing about nobody. I ain't said nothing fucked up today. Well, I have, but you know, I think it's within the community guidelines. So we want to find out about that 509-888. And I also want to find out about this 379-368. Because if you had that many inmates go through there and they all got booked, goddammit, then you should have some more money somewhere. There should be some more money owed. How come that didn't get approved? Y'all doing this for image sake? Is it like the Ypsilanti shootings? How they want to make the Ypsilanti shootings seem like they're not happening, even though the Ypsilanti shootings are still happening by the day, and ain't nobody talking about them. MLive has suppressed them in Ypsilanti. They tried to make it seem like them two, a 19 and a 20-year-old, like they was doing all the shooting. They arrested them motherfuckers, and the day after there was another shooting. What they do, break out? What they do, break out and then come back to jail the next day? They be working the trustees and they'll be like slaves and don't give a sentence reduction. Whoa. Whoa. See, I was just about to get out of here. What? They be working the trustees. Okay. A trustee, that's, you got a little bit more freedom. You got a little, those guys, you got a little bit more freedom. You see them outside washing cars. They let them walk around the grounds a little bit. Got them working in there like slaves and don't give sentence reduction. So are you saying that if you do work like that, they could give you less days, especially if you are a non-violent criminal? They could shave time off of your sentence, Brother Riles? Is that what you're saying? But they don't. They just basically work you, like you said, a slave, and don't give sentence reductions. I gotta hit on that too. I don't know who liked that right there, but I'm about to hit on that too. Actually, I'm not gonna hit the motherfucker that I like it. I'm angry about that shit. I'm angry about that. What the fuck is Brock commenting on? Brock, I got a live going. He got my comment section going on another thing. See, that's how I let you know motherfuckers don't be on my motherfucking lives and shit. They don't be subscribing and shit. He up here talking about some shit that I did before I got on the live. See, he a non-supporter. Brock light skin. That's why Brock won't really get down, because I be talking about light-skinned folks. Brock light skin, you know. Don't get it fucked up, though. Brock kind of militant and shit. Brock kind of militant for a light-skinned motherfucker. He is kind of militant. That's why I fuck with him. If he was really thin-skinned and shit, I really wouldn't fuck with him. I don't fuck with every light-skinned person out here. Every light-skinned person can't handle me, you know. Motherfuckers be light-skinned and shit. I leave them alone and shit. They got sensitivity issues. Yeah, this some bullshit. Is this something that I need to talk about, Brother Riles? Is it running rampant at the WCSO, where trustees are work unjustifiably hard and not given sentence reductions when they could, where we could have non-violent offenders back on the street and not in there serving time and filling up the jails, where violent criminals, yeah, they get sent off somewhere else? Or maybe they let them motherfuckers go. I just heard about a motherfucker who was a double murderer and shit. They let his ass go for COVID. He has the authority to do whatever, and he does for those who he has ties with. Oh. Sounds like a little nepotism there, Free. One hand washes the other, as long as that one hand is filled with $1. Donate to my campaign. They cook all the food and they do all the jail cleaning. Most other counties give reduced. Whoa. Cook all the food and do all the jail cleaning, and they don't reduce sentences? I mean, and here's the thing. What would you say, like a cook in the kitchen, if he did like okay, like say he did like a 3-4 year bid, could he work in the kitchen that whole time, Brother Riles? If he was in the kitchen, could he work in the kitchen? Could he be a cook like that whole time in the jail? I'm asking for a reason. You know, if I ask questions, I'm asking for a reason. Could he be a cook in the jail the whole time? And what about somebody that works in the cleaning? Would he be able to be certified? Oh no, just a tray of food. So the food is already pre-prepped. The food is just it's already pre-prepped when it comes in. They're not actually cooking food from scratch. You know, it ain't like in the movies and shit, you know, when the motherfuckers be in there really cooking food and shit in the kitchen, like Oz, you know, and Oz and shit, the motherfuckers was really cooking food. A lot of shit went down in the kitchens on Oz. So in the county, they not cooking food. It's just that prepared shit. What's it coming from that motherfucking truck that what's that shit? I forgot the Aramark services and shit. Yeah. So I was thinking they might be able to come out of there with some culinary credentials. You know, if they working in the kitchen, they might be able to come out of there with some culinary credentials to where that would give them a faster start on getting some employment, maybe at a restaurant. I was just trying to help out reentry, seeing that Washtenaw County Jail has not been helping out with reentry by taxing motherfuckers for aspirin and haircuts. You mean a haircut in jail could keep you from getting a job outside of jail? No, they're just cooking the. So they are cooking it up? They are making the food? I'm confused here. I thought you said, no, just a tray of food. I thought you meant like the shit's prepackaged. So they are actually cooking food, though. Even though it's slop. Even though it's slop, they're actually putting that together. Yeah. All right. So yeah, man, we got to find more out. I'm gonna give me a Washtenaw County commissioner on the Black Watch. I'm gonna get one. Oh man, I gotta show you something. Some dope shit. I'll take these off. Look at that. Got these for my birthday. Ray got these for my birthday. See that? Custom shit, baby. Custom shit. Straight game. Awesome meds. It's custom shit. You know, she thought I'd look good in one of these. She thought I'd look good in one of these. She might just be trying to cover up all this ugly and shit. That's what she might be trying to do, just cover up all this ugly. Yeah. But it feels good, it's cool. It works. You know, when I gotta go into battle and shit, you know what? I was out of character today and shit. I'm gonna tell y'all. This motherfucking COVID done got to me now. It's done got to me. I was out of character today, man. I had to go renew my tags. Yeah. I renewed the motherfuckers late. Actually, it didn't tax me. Maybe because I'm in a window and shit. It usually tax you if you renew them late. It tax you. Maybe that's the COVID thing. Maybe they not taxed to the motherfucker, you know, when he's late right now. Maybe they giving it up right at the beginning. Since we only 11 months in the pandemic, it took Jerry 7 years before he figured out, you know, hey, we're doing some wrong shit here. It only took the state 11 months. They didn't tax me for my late tags, right? So I'm getting my tags renewed. And, you know, a lady comes up and she was, I want to say like Hindu, you know, or, you know, Indian, like, you know, like Kamala Harris's people, you know, she had long hair, man. She had that long hair. And, you know, here's the thing, man. Let me just be real frank with you. I saw her University of Michigan badge. I ain't gonna lie. I saw her University of Michigan badge. So I knew she spoke some English. I'm looking down. When she starts talking to me, I'm not in a hurry to talk to a motherfucker right now. It's the pandemic. And I'm at the kiosk and shit. I'm trying to get my shit done, right? So, she walks up and asks, could I help her? She didn't know what to do. And she had obviously Googled or talked to somebody, and they told her she could probably renew her shit in the store. I ain't going to no Secretary of State staying there motherfucker 8 goddamn hours. I go to Kroger's. There's a kiosk there. So she talking to me, and I hear the broken English, and I see the troubled look in her face. She had troubled look in her face, man. I ain't gonna lie. She wasn't speaking real well, but she had that badge. I saw the badge. She's University of Michigan employee. Now, maybe I don't know what she is, man. I don't know what she is. She had to register 2 cars a day. I know that. New motherfuckers, too, like 17 and 18. Like the kind of cars they like, Toyota and Honda. They come over here and get Japanese cars. They come over here, they don't even get American cars. They like, oh, Japanese car. They get the Japanese car, or they get the German boys. They got some European shit. Some of them will fuck with an American, but most of these motherfuckers that come over here, they go for the imports, dog. That should tell Ford, GM, and Chrysler something. Y'all motherfucking cars must be priced out the game for somebody to come over here and buy an import. Or is that what they drive when they in their home territory? I don't know. I ain't never been over there. So I don't know what's over there. Either way, she asked me to help her. And like I said, I'm not in the mood, man. I'm not in the mood to be fucking with people right now, man. It's the pandemic. But I think she probably was a doctor. Thank you, baby. I think she was a doctor. I didn't check real hard, but she was kept. She just didn't speak real well. So I walked her through the shit, man, and I got her tags for her, man. She had the credit card, all that. She had a University of Michigan credit card too. Yes, she did. She had a University of Michigan credit card. So, man, I helped her, and it's not like I'm beyond helping a motherfucker right now. I'm just not really in there talking to anybody. I'm not in there conversing. If I see somebody I know, stop, talk a little bit, bam. But I'm like right next to her, man, and then there's a line lining up and shit, Lady was behind me going this way, and there was a man going behind her going that way, and then somebody rolled up behind the lady, and they talking. They probably wondering, like, because we weren't really like just. I was trying to have a guide through what I had to do, press the buttons, bam, bam, bam. The lady behind me was like, "See, that's what I'm talking about." She's like, "He don't know her. He just helping." Out of character. That was out of character for me. Because, see, sometimes when I'm in there, I have my hood put up over my ears, or I don't even have the radio. It ain't a radio. It's the Bluetooth. I'll have the speakers in my ears, and don't shit even be on, just so I can avoid talking to motherfuckers. I do that shit purposely. I walk in a store and put my earpieces in and won't turn a motherfucking thing on. One, I don't want to listen to nothing in the store anyway, because it got all that overhead shit going in. It'll fuck up my music. My Bluetooth cuts off. And 2, I want to know if a motherfucker's saying something about me when I'm walking by. I'm nosy like that. I'm nosy like that. I'm nosy like that. I'm listening. So I caught the comment, but I wasn't doing it for, to be commended and shit. She caught me off guard for real, because I had to walk by her. The other entrance and exit was closed, so you had to walk out this one door. I don't know why they don't have that far one. I like that far boy because sometimes I park down at the edge just in case so I can go down there, dip out. But now they got that exit blocked off. You got to go in and out of this one motherfucking door in Kroger's. I don't like that. That means you got to cross paths. They should be trying to stretch us out. Now we got to run past motherfuckers. It's the only reason she caught me because if she'd have rolled up, I'd have got my shit, act like I didn't see her, and I'd have just turned to the right. I ain't gonna lie, I might have acted like I was deaf, anything. But since I had to walk past her, I walked basically right into her. Oh, this is my shit, man. I forgot what song this actually goes to. I guess this is the name of the song. This is a jam. I think I just turned it up. I just turned it up because, and I didn't even have to turn the volume up in here. Did the music get louder? I want to know if that worked. If I'm mixing properly, did the music get louder? Oh, anybody in this bitch still? Oh, Free, you still here? I think I tried to make the music louder. I love that beat. Chat room is slow. Or ain't nobody really giving a fuck right now. But yeah. Yes, the music got louder. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate you, baby. Free, you got arthritis? When I ask a question and shit, and you be like right behind Ray. And I know Ray don't be like listening the whole time, but she listening. She know I'm asking questions and shit. Appreciate it, John. You supposed to be the moderator, Frida. You got dial up? You got to get you some DSL. So I did it. It was out of character. But the way I see it, I'm already in play. So why would I put that shit off on somebody else, you know? I mean, that's just where I feel like we need to be around this bitch, you know? And hey, I don't know her immigration status. And at that point, I don't be caring. Motherfucker needs something right there, you know, and it ain't trying to do nothing wrong to nobody. She needed some shit. She don't want to ride on no bad tags and shit. I just saw it. I don't want nobody riding on no bad. I'll ride on some bad shit. Hell, I didn't even put my motherfucking tags on yet. I in the car. If I get stopped and shit, they'd be like, oh, you know your tags expired. I'm just going to show them to them. I'm like, you want to put them on, dog? It was cold and shit. I wasn't going to put them bitches on today. And I think I need to get my truck washed. I think when it snowed, it piled up around the license plate. So the cop stopped me. He gonna pull me over and think he got something. Here, dog. Here's my shit. It's renewed. I'm not getting out, putting it on. It's cold. And if he say something else, if he don't just go with that, I'll be like, I got COVID and I'm coughing. Then leave me the fuck alone. Fuck around with some tags. If I give you some good insurance, some good L's, and some tags, man, roll on. That little fucking tab don't fucking matter how I'm driving in this bitch. You only stopped me because you thought my shit was wrong. Now that you know it's right, get the fuck on and go solve a crime. I don't fuck around with no cops. I talk nice to them, and then when they want to get rude and shit, I'm like, dude, why are we going there? I'm going to start telling them, like, man, I know why you stopped me. Because I'm not going to be speeding, I'm not going to be bobbing, and I'm not going to be weaving. So if you stop me because you thought my shit was wrong. No, my shit's right. Have a good night, officer. And depending on which situation he works for, I might know the chief, or I might know a high-ranking official, and I'll drop their name and shit. He'll be like, oh, that motherfucker know him? Yeah, don't stop me again, bitch. But it's the Black Watch. I see now. Really get mad. She'll text you and shit. She'll get out the chat room and text. Like, nigga, I put it in there. It's all good. But nah, man, they know when they pull you over. I appreciate. They should, but they be on that bullshit. If they see the old tag, they can act dumb. You know, your tags are, you know, whatever. Because maybe I got the tab, but then I gave it to somebody else, so somebody else's tabs wouldn't look bad. That shit don't work no more. Shit's got your VIN number and all that shit on it. Lights in the plate number. That shit don't work. No, it used to work back in the day. And when it stopped working, I used to cut out the little part, and they'd be like, "What? You know why that's torn?" Like, yeah, man. When I was putting it on, I pulled it off, and it'd be man. I done driven with somebody else's tabs. I done driven with temporary stickers for a fucking year. Man. Look, reparations. Goddamn it, I wouldn't have had to do that shit if I had got my reparations. I've only did shit out of necessity. I used to drive from Wayne County. I used to drive from Redford to Royal Oak every day with a temp tag for a year, nigga. I don't give a fuck. I had to get there so I could make my money, so I could get back, so I could take care of my kids. What about this temp tag? I'm late for work, dog. I'm late for work. So yeah, man, it's the Black Watch. And I need to find out where the rest of this bread is that the WCSO and the Washtenaw County commissioners are suppressing, because they're suppressing it. Oh, yeah, there's some money being suppressed. And I want to know where it's being suppressed at. Oh, yes. I want to know. I want to know. So we'll find out. What up, Carlock? I might have to call Gregory. And say, we need to see your books. Maybe FD got it. FD. You give me the initials for right now. FD. I'm trying to think who FD is. Who's FD? Federal, no? FDB. No, it's more than 25,000. You know, it's more than 25,000. It is, so it's 509 was the total debt that they relieved. But it's a total of 700 and some odd thousand, because all these debts they relieved, I itemized them. But if 31,614 inmates came through over a 7-year period, and the booking fees are $12, you just do $12 times 31,614, and that number is sitting right there. Then you add all them other fees that came into play, and when you add all them other fees, you're talking about $750,000. So I don't know who got it. It's more than 25 bands. Oh shit! Y'all dirty. Y'all dirty. Y'all know y'all dirty. Hey, he may have got it. The motherfucker got me for 25. He might have been able to get, he might have been able to get the county for 250. He was like, we're gonna do it big with the county. I'll get this motherfucker here, and that's only gonna be 10% for what I'm gonna get for the county. You know I'm slow. That's okay. My short bus had tinted windows on it, goddammit. Yeah. That's the dirty deed. The absurd cycle. The financial burden of incarceration. might have been the financial burden of Dirty Red Nation. Yeah. He think he out of the woods. He has no idea he's about to run into a tree. I hope he's driving that BMW. Did he get that back off repo? The Beamer. He's still rolling around in the Beamer. I heard the bitch got popped. His Rent-A-Center Beamer. So yeah, this is the Black Watch. I'm gonna get off this time, for real. I'm gonna get off this time. We're gonna find that money. We're gonna find that money. We're gonna talk to the county commissioner. We're gonna talk to the county commissioner. We're gonna find that. We're gonna find out why this was being relieved, but the whole money amount is not being relieved. Would they do away with that? They just charge that to the game? And then I want to find out about these cooks and these cleaners. You know, can they get certified for doing the buffers on the floor and all that stuff? Can they go into some type of janitorial job? It's a good starter job to get out. Yeah, motherfucker might want to even get his own cleaning service. Might want to have his own buffing service. But see, what they need to do is they need to start having these brothers work on the computers. Because even if he's going to be doing a cleaning business, even if people are going to be doing culinary, you need to get into the computers because you need to get into programming shit. You need to get into coding. Everything's going automation. I went to a kiosk today to get my tags automated. I had to go to CVS today, self-checkout, automated. I had to go to Kroger's today, self-checkout, automated. The human element in purchasing shit is going away. So the people that are going to be needed in these jobs are not going to be the people. You ain't going to be able to tell a motherfucker paper or plastic because that's going to be your job. But when the machine breaks down, the person that fixes that is going to be what the job you need to hold or somebody you need to hold. Because they got to reprogram shit. Coding, computer programming, all that shit. We used to have to learn how to work with our hands and our brains. Now your hands got to be able to move on a keyboard and your brain's got to move twice as fast. Coding. Computer programming. We're heading into the automated age. It's crazy. No customer service. Secretary of State, CVS, Kroger's. Absolutely no human contact except the lady I helped get her tags. We in this bitch. And we're going to be helping ourselves. So if we don't get along with each other in this motherfucker, it's just going to be all the natives is going to be going at it. And who's going to break up the fights? Ain't going to be no workers. They all going to be up in the towers with the computers. You might have a couple security guards down there. Be like the motherfuckers trying to catch that naked dude and shit at the Super Bowl last night. I don't know why them two big out of shape motherfuckers out there trying to catch somebody. Them motherfuckers can't catch nothing but a hot dog. Nothing. I'm like, did he really try to make that tackle? Horrible. Bad angle of pursuit. 90 pounds overweight. And dog, it's a pandemic. That motherfucker was naked. You think I'm tackling a naked motherfucker in the middle of a pandemic? You know he got the Rona. We got to be smarter, black folks. I mean, you got a naked man running down the middle of the field during the Super Bowl. He's a one-man super spreader, and your ass out there trying to catch him. Who are you trying to catch him for? They gonna give you a raise if you catch him? What they gonna give you? They gonna give you a pat on the back. They gonna give you a pat on the back. They're not gonna give you no more money. There's only one Super Bowl, and ain't no more sports about to be played for 9 months. What they gonna give you? They about to give you a 9-month vacation. I'm like, are they out there really running after this motherfucker? That's some shit for law enforcement. That ain't no shit for no motherfucking ushers. Speaking of Usher, did y'all see the weekday last night? The weekday. His face wasn't as fucked up as it has been. He didn't have his mask on, but he had a whole bunch of motherfuckers with masks on, and they was all around him and shit. Rona. Say he paid $7 million to do that show. He paid $7 million to perform at the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl don't pay you to do nothing. Super Bowl don't pay its performers. But he paid $7 million for that show last night. A show that he lip-synced most of it on. You paid $7 million to go in there and Milli Vanilli? Tuesday? Wednesday? He's not the weekend. He's a weekday, goddammit. Horrible. $7 million. $7 million. Shit, free. He paid $7 million. Goddamn. He probably could have fucking paid $500,000 and saved $6.5. Ain't nobody paying to fucking be at the Super Bowl. He had a hot pink G-string leotard on. He wasn't naked. Who? Are you talking about the guy who ran out in the field, Dana? I caught myself looking up the scripture tattooed on his chest. What? The guy who ran out in the field had a hot pink G-string leotard on? Hey, that's naked, Dana. I don't give a fuck what you say. That's naked. That's naked. You might as well be naked, because if you got a hot pink G-string leotard on, I'm not touching you. I'm going to treat you like you're naked. And he had a scripture on his chest. Yeah, he was a Christian. Yeah. Now, if it had been a green G-string leotard, I would have thought he was an atheist. But since it was a hot pink G-string leotard, yeah, that he's a Christian. What was the scripture? Revelations 2:10 on his chest. What is that shit? Revelations 2:10. Hold on a second. I got to read it. Revelations 2:10. Revelations. All right, I got the book of Revelations. What'd you say it was? 2:10 on its chest. 2:10. There it is. It came right up. Oh, it must be a common scripture. All right, we're going to do the King James version. The King Jimmy. You know, the Pentecostal preachers, the Kojic preachers, they like to go from King Jimmy. They don't like when you use the new Bible and the message. They don't like. They want you to go from all that the King Jimmy. Revelations 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. I bet you they beat his ass. I bet you he suffered last night when they got his ass in lockup. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Yeah, and if it's Washtenaw County, you got a lot of motherfucking fees coming. Let your hair grow. And don't have to go to the doctor. That ye may be tried, yeah, and convicted and sentenced. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. 10 days of tribulation? Now, is that all expense paid tribulation, or is that like county paid tribulation? Be thou faithful unto death. Fuck that. If I know I'm gonna die, that's the last thing I'm gonna do is be faithful. And I will give thee crown of life. 2 questions. And I will give thee. Who's I? I want to know who I is. I. So I already told you about them eyes. When Joe said he was going to put some eyes on it, he wasn't putting no eyes on it. He said he's going to put an eye on it. So I already told you about the eye. So who is I here? I know what Joe said he's going to put an eye on it, but who is the I here? And it says, we'll give thee a crown of life. I want to know who I is and what is a crown of life. I'm a king, motherfucker. I already got a crown. I don't need your crown of life. You might want to put a crown on this tooth I got back here. If I need a crown on my tooth, you can put a crown on my tooth and don't charge me the Washington County Sheriff Office prices. Because that's not a regular dentist visit. That'll come under that emergency shit. And we know they taxing motherfuckers over there. So yeah, I want to know what that crown of life is. And if I can get it switched over to the crown on one of these teeth. And I want to know who I is. And I will get, because that's the motherfucker that's responsible for it. We know who's responsible for forgiving the fees, the sheriff and the Washington County commissioners, but I need to know who I is and how does he have all the crowns of life. I want to know that because it's the Black Watch. And I watch shit. Preferably not motherfuckers in hot pink G-strings leotards with Bible verses on their chest. Revelations 2:10, King Jimmy. It is what it is. I know some people are gonna see this, and I'm gonna put the Revelation. It's in the comments, so it's already in there. They're gonna be like, he talking about the Bible. He talking about the Bible. And I got all these preachers that keep requesting my friendship. I don't know why all these preachers keep requesting my friendship. I'm what you would probably call as a preacher, a sinner. And I'm what I would call a preacher fucking crazy. There's only one preacher in this motherfucking world. Actually, there's 2 now. Now that my cousin is a ordained minister. I'm Uncle Sam, cousin Dana. She's graduated from theology school. And Uncle Sam is the purest motherfucker I ever know. Pure. It's the Black Watch. I don't know how long I've been on this motherfucker. I done ran up on some time though. Where we at? But I'm gonna get out of here. They need the truth just like everyone else. Absolutely. The truth will set you free. Free? If they fucking with the Black Watch, I've been on here an hour and 38 minutes. Woo. But that WCSO show, oh shit, that took up a lot of time. See, I ain't really been on here just, that WCSO shit, we had to dig into that shit today. We had to talk about the money. Yeah. The truth will set you free. One of them county commissioners is going to be able to tell me something. Absolutely. Appreciate y'all. Anybody still hanging in here? 6 of y'all. Shit, we had one more. I jump in. We can play 2 games of spades. Right now, we doing rise and flop. We don't get very many viewers around here. Blackwatch don't get very many viewers around here. Too much goddamn truth told around this bitch. See, I think y'all go to church, y'all telling the truth. No. You come to Blackwatch, you get the truth. You go to church to get pacified and lied to. You come to the Blackwatch for the facts. And a tad bit of sarcasm. Revelations 2:10. I wonder what they charged him with. What do you get charged with running down the field in a hot pink leotard G-string Super Bowl Sunday? Wonder what the charge is. Is it just trespassing? I mean, you did more than trespassing. Dude, you ran straight down the middle of the field in the middle of the Super Bowl. That's one charge. And the second charge is wearing a hot pink leotard thong. That's the second charge right there. Because that could be considered indecent exposure. There's a charge. Sex offender conviction there, he's fucked up forever. He's got to tell everybody where he lives, everywhere he goes. Sex offender charge. Not that I am one or have ever been one, but I know a few. And that is going to end the show tonight. Because I'll get the naming names in this bitch. Yeah, he got a couple charges. But we know motherfuckers took over the Capitol building. They got out on bail. Some got organic food when they stayed in jail. Some got approvals to go to Mexico on vacation while they waited to go back to jail. So he just ran down the field in the middle of the Super Bowl. What's he going to get? He might get elected to Congress. But only if he just got his GED. Because that's what Congress is doing now. Congress elected motherfuckers that just got their GED 8 months prior. How you get elected to Congress and you hadn't even graduated from high school? You got a GED, which we all know stands for good enough diploma. Good enough to get in Congress. I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta make a brownie. Like a real brownie. I ain't, motherfuckers say lewd shit like that, but no, I gotta make a real brownie, and I like to take a shit. Somebody said that to me, man. I gotta make a pan of brownies. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, I'll be right back. And he went to the bathroom. Lewd shit. I don't like that. I don't like that talk. Don't make me think you're about to make me some food, and then you don't make the food, and it's actually some rude shit. Fuck all that. Misdemeanor trespassing. Wow. If he was black, they'd have got him for attempted murder of Tom Brady. Well, he tried to kill Tom Brady. And if he was black, they'd have been like, we found out that he is a third cousin to Patrick Mahomes. He's related to Patrick Mahomes' uncle's father's stepdad. They connected it all into the Super Bowl and shit if he's black. He's just misdemeanor trespassing. He at work today. Misdemeanor trespassing? Shit. What? The Colorado congressman got a GED and got elected to Congress. Shit, nigga, I bet you didn't know this. Rand Paul didn't graduate from college and got admitted into medical school. He been pimping since pimping's been pimping. Didn't get his undergrad, but got into graduate school. That's like going to high school and not graduating from high school and just picking a college to go to. What high school did you go to? I went to Huron. Oh, okay. Did you graduate? No. Okay, let's see what we can do for you. What? Motherfucker got admitted to Duke University Medical School, and he did not have an undergrad degree. Randall Paul. Change it to Randy, and his wife changed it to Rand. Yes, sir. America. Only in America. But yeah, man. We got to find that WCSO money. We got to make sure that these families been either properly compensated. If there's money that's coming off of this shit, there was probably some wrongfully charged people. Did they get their monies back? And if they're not owed anything, make sure their names of their family members who were inmates in there, make sure those people's names get cleared and all that shit. Because if they charge that shit off, it's on their credit. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, they all need, hey, get it right. But I really want to know why this shit came up now. 7 years it's been going on, so he says. I think it's been going on since he fucking started. But 7 years, they said, he's been going on. So it's been going on 7 years. Why now? It's your last term, dude. You could have swept this under the rug. There was an X-rated website printed on his leotard. The guy who owns the website bought the ticket to the game, and Dana looked up the scripture instead. Wow. Oh, but he did get his degree in medical school. He's an ophthalmologist by trade. Shit. Yeah, he's an ophthalmologist. So it was just to make some money. He ran out there just to make it. I wonder how much they paid that motherfucker to do that. They ain't gonna take care of all his legal fees. They know it ain't gonna be no jail time. I wonder how much they paid that motherfucker to do that. It's in today's world, after the shit that happened in January, they lucky that motherfucker didn't get checked out. The YouTuber that plays pranks on people and shit just fucking got killed. He goes to all the stores and shit and plays pranks on people. They killed his ass. He's lucky, man. They could have thought he was one of them, man. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I gotta get out of here. Make this brownie. Y'all be good. Be safe. If not, could end up in a WCSO. Make sure you have some money in your pocket. You want to get a haircut or medical slip. You know. Got to stay kept for court. Get you a notepad and all that shit. You know. They got all that stuff there. You know, they got it all. Yeah. For a fee. For a nominal fee. Good job, Sheriff. Well, we coming for that other $250,000. We need to know where that's at. You're not getting away with that. And we're going to check with Dirty to see if he got it. Oh, yeah, we got to check with Dirty. He's been known to pocket some cash.